Good morning on a beautiful, I'll put it that way so you can see that sunrise rather than my ugly mug. Yeah, we're in Torksey. Just heading over the Torksey Viaduct. That is gorgeous. I'm gonna get the drone up in a minute. Yeah, we're just heading over Torksey Viaduct, just crossing the River Trent. We're doing a circular today, so we're heading from Torksey. We're going to go past Cottam power station. It's going to be about 10 miles or so, 11 miles. We're going to head south along the west bank of the River Trent, and we're going to cross the river at Dunham Bridge, and we're going to head back into Torksey, and we're going to see what we can see along the way. But first I want to try and catch this sunrise. Got another couple of minutes of it, I think. It's a proper gorgeous autumn morning, this. Cold, I think it's about 4 degrees. Just a tiny little bit of frost, I think. A little bit. Got the mist just rising from the river. Look at that sky. And there's Torksey Viaduct. The old Lincoln to Sheffield train line. And today we've got a window of about 3 hours before the weather turns. It's meant to give it strong winds and rain and the bad side of autumn, not all this loveliness. Look at that. You can keep summer, you can keep spring. Autumn's the one. Beautiful. It's got all the mist just rising up off the fields. A joy. So we've just come away from the river a little bit. We're out on top of the sort of secondary flood bank now. There's a bit of a shortcut. There's Cottam power station there. We'll have a look at that we'll be there in 5 minutes. But the river goes that way and sweeps back round just where them vans are. There's some people fishing by the looks of it. But yeah, we just nicked a shortcut. It takes about half a mile off the distance, I think, but there's our first cows of the day. That's the only thing that could scupper this walk, because just before we get to Dunham Bridge, the flood bank is used for grazing, and there's always cows in there, and they're always overly friendly in a bad way. These sunflowers in this field, that was a bit random. I know down on the other side, on the way back, there's a field and it's absolutely full of them, where it used to be. So hopefully this year they've grown again. Yeah, there's loads of them. I don't know if you can see them properly on the camera. Look at that, look. Sunshine and a sunflower. And isn't that beautiful? Sunrise. Mist just rising up off the river. A fish. I love this. I love this river. I know I've done a few videos on it and I've said it before, but yeah, there's something about it. There's a kind of angry beauty to it. A big old wild river just making its way along. I'm surprised it's not higher actually, because it's on the back of, we've had a lot of floods in sort of Midlands and down south a little bit. It's not really affected the Trent so much. It's up, it's definitely well up, but it's nowhere near flooding or anything. I think all the storms and rain we've had have just missed the sort of catchment areas and the tributaries for the Trent. I always wonder what these are. There's a couple of them, there's one just down there, there's one here, steel. I don't know if they're old boat moorings maybe. There's another one down here. I'm assuming the boat moorings, because this is a boat launch. Here, I think. Just look at that. Right, Cottam Power Station. Well, what was Cottam Power Station? It's now decommissioned in 2019, I think it was. And I've just started, I think it was this year, I think, they started demolishing the boiler houses, and then by the end of next year, 2025, it'll be flattened to the ground. Which I think is quite sad really, because it's part of the landscape around here. Down that way we've got West Burton, about another 4 or 5 miles down that way, obviously Cottam, and further downstream we had High Marnham. That's gone now. Yeah, it's part of the fabric of this place now. I don't think they're ugly, I don't think they're unsightly or a blot on the landscape or anything. You know, you come back from places, you come back from sort of Sheffield way on, and you see them in the distance. It's like a beacon, say that you're coming home, and the same coming back from that way, from Lincoln. You drop down into Trent Valley and it's like, yeah, I'm nearly home. But anyway, yeah, it'll be sad to see it go. Although it will look spectacular when they blow it up. I'll give it that. That'll be a day off work, I think, to watch that. Alright, so I mentioned earlier about the cows, and there's half a dozen coming straight down this bank straight towards me, and the one in front, even from this distance, looks about the size of an elephant. And I don't know which way to go now, to be honest, because they're all either side of the bank, on the flood bank. So there's some down here, some here, and some here. Yeah, it's It's going to be fun, this. Pick a route, hope for the best. I think there's only one down this side, so let's hope this one in front's not a bull. There's some big old lumps of beef, them. Quite nice though, walking this bit. Stay where you want, mate. I've got no beef with you. That one's got that ugly face, that. It looks like in the Predator film when it takes its mask off. It's got the weird, like, slanty eyes. As long as it just don't start jumping in trees and turn invisible, I'm not bothered. Get to the chopper! So we're just coming up to Church Laneham, a little hamlet of Church Laneham. We might have to pick a different way around this village because the footpaths and the roads are quite low in comparison to the river. And if the river floods, this is sort of one of the first places it gets it, really. So the river's not actually in flood, but it's up 2 or 3 foot. But I'm sure we'll be fine. Shut up. We're stood, so there's the river. I don't know if you can make it out on camera, the picture's a bit faded. There's the river there. So we're stood under here. So that bit there, that little balcony bit, is above us now. So the river's come up to here. Extraordinary, really. I can remember that when it came over in 2000. So yeah, this is Church Laneham. As I was saying, you can see how low lying it is compared to the river. There's no real flood bank or anything. So you can see why it gets flooded on a regular basis. Beautiful little place though. Tiny little hamlet, full of house envy because there's some stunning houses here. Despite appearances, it's actually really warm now. Now the sun's come up and we started moving properly. Had to ditch a layer. Beautiful. We've got a couple of hours before the weather starts to turn, and we're about, I don't know, just short of halfway. We're not far from Dunham Bridge now. Right lads, so this what we're walking on this flood bank. It's actually part of the Trent Valley Way. I've done a few videos on the Trent Valley Way before, but we're actually we're on the western side. Dunham Bridge actually forms part of the Trent Valley Way, so we're on the western side at the minute, and then you cross the bridge and then you carry on further upstream on the eastern side. Look at this, the mass exodus of sheep from the flood bank. This is me coming and they all just ran. Much friendlier than them cows, aren't you? Morning, alright. Who, me? I'm fine, thanks, yeah, thanks. Can't believe how peaceful this river is today. Beautiful. A couple of big old gnarly willow trees. We're nearly at our halfway point, because just down there, you might be able to see, it's Dunham Bridge. That's where we'll cross the river and we'll start heading down the eastern bank, back down towards Torksey. You do see some extraordinary things on this walk. Now this little baby's travel cot thing, obviously it's come down with the flood, probably beginning of this year, because all this was underwater at the beginning of this year. That's crazy, isn't it? Of all the things to see on the riverbank. So ordinarily you'd be able to get to just where that stanchion is. That's where the normal course of the river is. That's how much extra water's in it. I think it's actually coming up. I do. But yeah, underneath Dunham Bridge. So that way takes you to Sheffield. That way takes you to Lincoln on the A57. Ah, look, something else. Another flood find. Blow up inflatable boat. Crazy. Right, we're going to get up there. I'm going to head over that way and come down those steps just beside that house there. Right, so I've just crossed over the bridge. We're now on the eastern side. And we've got a 5 mile slog down to Torksey. So we've got the toll booth just there, 50p in a cart, totally free if you're on foot, which is nice. I could stand here all day and watch this river just floating by. I don't find it, I'm fascinated by it. Right, so we're not far from Torksey now. Another half a mile or so. Little sunflower fields again there. The weather's definitely turned now. Starting to get a bit chilly, a bit cloudy. Some boats just coming down the river. So we're just coming up to the entrance to the Fossdyke Canal, Fossdyke Navigation, the Torksey Arm as it's sometimes called, and Torksey Lock. Alright, this is the start of the Fossdyke Canal. So you can see over in the distance, that's where we started it, Torksey Viaduct. And down this way is Torksey Lock. So the Fossdyke is actually thought to be one of the oldest canals in England, built in about AD 120 by the Romans. It starts just here at the River Trent, and you can follow it, nice serene beautiful countryside all the way down to Lincoln, which is maybe 10 miles that way. So this is one side of Torksey Lock, that's the Fossdyke Canal down there heading towards Lincoln, and there's the lock gates on the Riverside, so the river goes left to right down there. Huge wet things. Right, so we're back in Torksey, we've got a 5-minute walk to the car. I'm going to wrap this one up here. As always, thanks for watching, and I shall see you again very soon.